Suppose this is the system I ask us to solve. So we are working on solving this system of equations. Did you know off the top of your head you would need 3 equations at least? And how did you know that? Because there's 3 variables, right? Okay. However many variables we have, we need at least that many in the system of equations to solve for those 3 variables. Okay. So the difference between the last time we met and today is that I want to solve this system not with substitution this time, but with elimination. Okay? So I think the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to know which variable to choose to eliminate. Because if you choose wisely at the beginning, that makes the whole process so much easier. Okay? I'm not telling you the process is easy. You know I would tell you if it wasn't, right? If it was, if it wasn't. I'm also not telling you it's hard. There's just a lot of steps, just like substitution, right? Elimination is not hard, but if we can take some steps in the beginning, some proper steps in the beginning, where it's going to make a whole lot easier on us when we do the actual problems. Okay? So before we do the actual problems, we're going to think. Are you going to be okay? Okay. We're going to think. Okay? Now, I know that when we did 2 by 2 elimination, we just had to figure out... Okay, wait. What did we have to figure out again? We had to eliminate a variable, and the way we did that was by getting them to be the same number but opposites, right? So opposite numbers. So like 6 and -6, 2 and -2, things like that, right? Okay? Right. We're thinking first. Okay? We are thinking about what we should eliminate. So we're going to look at each variable and discuss whether it would be a good variable to try to eliminate or not. Okay? In this particular problem, let's look at the x's. Okay, he already pointed out, look, the x's are already the opposites. So that's good, right? Okay, that's a possibility, right? But you know, based on what we did yesterday with substitution, that you're going to have to do them more than once, aren't you? Okay? So if we eliminate one of the, like one variable like the x, I still have these 2 equations with x and y that when, with y and z, that when I combine them, I'm still going to have one equation with y and z. So I'm going to have to do something again to eliminate x again to get another equation with y and z to have to work with. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So look at the other x term. It's a 2x. That's a pretty nice term, isn't it? Nice and low. It's a low number, right? Relatively speaking. It's positive, and I have one that's a negative already, don't I? So x would be a nice one to eliminate. Okay? Look at the y's. Ooh, I got a nice, like a runt, don't I? Okay? Look at the other 2 numbers. I got a 2 and a 3. Those are nice, aren't they? Well, what do you notice, though? None of them are negative, right? So right now, if I had to choose between x's and y's, we would probably choose x's, because at least x has one of them being negative, and that would help us a lot, make it a lot easier. Would I get the problem wrong if I eliminated y's? No. Not if I did all the steps, right? Right? Okay, then let's look at z's. What do you notice about the z's? 2 of them are negative. Okay, that's good. Look at these 2 z's. Yeah, if I added them together right now, they would eliminate right by themselves, right? And then I know I have to do it twice, so if I look at the other one, I already have another one that's negative and things like that. So would that be a wise one to eliminate? If I had to choose between y's and z's, which one would I choose? Z's. But now I have to choose between all 3 of them because I need to go ahead and start the problem. X's, y's, or z's? Not y's, right? We've already decided that. So it's either x's or z's. And at this point, like I'm supposed to be able to tell you, okay, really this one would be better to do, right? In this particular problem, it doesn't matter. Some people like to eliminate x's because they don't like the letter x. Some people like to eliminate z's because they feel more comfortable having an equation with x and y because that's what you've been working with for a long time. Some people don't care which one they eliminate. They just want to do the easiest one. That's me, right? In this particular problem, I don't think either one of these would be easier than the other. Does that make sense? So, choose one. X. Then let's eliminate x. Okay? Which would be the easiest x's to eliminate first? The top two. So if I combine the top two equations, remember I'm doing elimination, which means I'm going to be combining two equations. If I combine these two equations, what do I have left? What's x and negative x? 0. What's y and 2y? 3y. What is negative 2z and positive z? Negative z. And what's 5 and 2? 7. Okay. So now I have one equation with y and z. If I have one equation with y and z, what else do I need? Another equation with y and z, which means I have to eliminate x again. And so some crazy kids, they're like, okay, the easiest x's to eliminate are the top two, so let's combine those two. And I'm like, we just did that. We can't do that again. We'll get exactly the same thing. That's not going to help us. Okay? So what are our choices if we can't eliminate 1 and 2? Whoa, what are our choices? Could I do 1 and 3? Could I do 2 and 3? Yes. What do you think is the wisest choice here? Why 2 and 3? One's already negative, right? One's negative, one's positive. So if I'm going to eliminate 2 and 3, what do I have to do in order to actually be able to eliminate the x? If I multiply the middle equation by a 2, why am I choosing a 2, guys? Because I need opposites. This one's a 2. I need the other one to be a negative 2. So if I multiply the middle equation by 2, I end up with negative 2x. Is it okay if I write it down here? Okay, so I'm multiplying that by 2 and I'm writing it right there. Okay? So 2 times 2y, 4y, 2 times z, and then 2 times 2, 4. And now I'm going to combine these two equations, and I'm actually going to write it right over here. You okay with that? So I have 2x, negative 2x, 0, 3y and 4y, 7y, negative z and positive 2z. Ooh, that's so nice. 9 and 4. How about 13? Yeah. Why did I say, wow, that's so nice? Ooh, the z's cancel. Right now, they're opposites already, aren't they? So straight from here, sometimes I might have to do things like this. I might have to manipulate the variables a little bit. But in this particular system right here that I've just created, I don't have to manipulate them at all, do I? They're already opposites. And if I'm solving by elimination, I can just go ahead and combine these two equations. 10y plus 0, so nothing, equals 20. Yep, y equals 2. Okay, now some of you just freaked out because I skipped a step. I saw it in your faces because you turned back to me really fast like that. Okay, I can do that if you wish. If you don't need to do that, please don't. If you need to do that, do it. There are some steps that I'm going to be able to let you skip. There's some steps I don't want you to skip. Okay, but that's one I don't mind if you skip because you can mostly do that in your head, yes? Okay, so now I have y equals 2. So what? Where? Where do you want to plug it in? Wherever I want? So if I can go to another problem, I can just plug it in. Oh, like right here? See, I don't want to do that. Why couldn't I go to one of these? Wouldn't that be a better idea? If I plug it into one of these, what am I going to know? Z. So which one should I choose, top or bottom? There's good reasons to choose both of them, right? The top has smaller numbers, the bottom Z is positive. Guess what? It doesn't matter. 7 times 2 plus Z equals 13. 14 plus Z equals 13. So Z equals -1. Yay for us. One more step? Where should I go? The other one like this one? This one right here. Okay. X plus 2 minus 2 times -1 equals 5. X minus, plus 2 plus 2 equals 5. So x plus 4 equals 5. So x equals 1. What's my answer? 1, 2, -1. And why did you put it in that order? X, Y, Z. Is it right? You should, right? It doesn't take that long. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. Wait, is it minus 2 or plus 2?
Plus 2.
Why is it plus?
Because negative times a negative.
Oh. What about this one? -1 plus 4 is 3 minus 1. Oh, okay. That one's good. 2 plus 5.
No, wait. No, that's not.
Oh, that's not 5? Did I do that on purpose? Yeah, you guys do that a lot. When you say 2 times 3, a lot of times you'll forget and you'll say 5. Okay? So 2 plus 6, because 2 times 3 is 6, is 8 plus 1, 9. Now, show me on my work where I checked my answer. I didn't? No. I said show me in my work where I checked my answer. I didn't, did I? I did it in my brain. Right? Now, if you're comfortable with that, I checked it. I know that sounds silly, but this will remind you to check it. Because I literally checked it. I put a check by the answer. I checked it. But I also know that what did I do? I substituted my answer into each equation to know that the answer is correct. Now, I didn't write anything down because I'm smart enough to be able to do it in my head, right? Where else could you do it? In your calculator. You could plug each one of these into this equation as you type through the problem and see if that's right. How much of that requires anything to be written down? Nothing. I'm expecting you to check it. If you need to check it like this, 1 plus 2 plus 2 equals 5. Do it. If you don't have to do it that way or don't want to do it that way, okay, but I'm still expecting you to plug everything in to know that your answer is correct. You okay with that? Okay, do you want to do another example? Okay, I also want to do another example, but I just want to make sure. Why are you bossing me? You guys are writing this down, right, while you're visiting? Here's our system that we're going to solve today. The second system we're going to solve today, I guess I should say. Now, you guys did not just see what I did, but I want to model this for you. Okay? Not my new shirt. I'm talking about the problem. Okay? What I did is I wrote down the problem I wanted to do. I wrote it down straight from the book, just like you're going to do eventually. Okay? And then what I did is I literally went back with 2 fingers, one on my paper, one on the book, and I said x plus y minus z equals 4. 3x plus 2y plus 4z equals 17. Negative x plus 5y plus z equals 8. How much would it stink to do an entire page of work and get to the answer and have the wrong answer and realize that the reason you got it wrong was because you copied it down out of the book incorrectly? Okay? It doesn't take that long to check and make sure you wrote it down correctly. Okay? Because you guys know how me and negatives get along, right? Yeah, we don't. Very good. Okay? So I always go back and make sure that I have written it down correctly. Okay? Now, in the time that we've been having this little conversation or dialogue or me just talking at you, hopefully you've had a chance to look over the variables because I want to know what your opinion is about which one is the worst to try to solve for. 2 is not a variable. The y, right? Why would the y be the worst to try to choose? Relative to the problem, not the answers, but relative to the problem, these are bigger numbers, aren't they? Okay? And there's also no negatives. Okay? So if that's true, which one would you choose to prefer to solve for, x's or z's? So you want to eliminate the x's or eliminate the z's? The z's, okay? I heard z's first, so we're going to do z's. Other reason I'm going to do z's is because in the first example that I showed you, we eliminated x's, and I don't want it to get in your head that we always have to eliminate x's. You okay with that? So if we're eliminating z's, what should we try to do first? Which 2 equations should we combine first? The first one and the last one would be the easiest, right? Because those would automatically eliminate. Now, I didn't do this the last problem because the way that they were written out was nice and neat and easy. Because they were like right next to each other, right? This is top and bottom, so I'm going to rewrite what I have for the top equation and the bottom equation to the side so I can see my work better. You okay with that? Whoa, what did you just notice? I heard you notice it. Oh my gosh, that's 0 and that's 0. So 6y equals 12. Man, you guys are way too excited about that. Isn't in one step we just found out that y equals 2. Okay? In one step, we just found out that y equals 2. Now that I know that y equals 2, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to plug it back in? Where am I going to plug it back in? Can I plug it back into the top and the bottom? I know I'm going to have to do it twice, right? Am I going to do the top and the bottom? Absolutely not. Why is it absolutely not? Isn't that what I just used to solve for y? So if I can't do it again, because everything's going to eliminate then, right? So am I going to use top and middle or middle and bottom? And does it matter? No. Top and middle. Okay, we'll go top and middle. So if I plug a 2 in right here, I'm going to get x plus 2 minus z equals 4. So x minus z equals 2. You okay with that? Now you said middle. Is that correct? 3x plus 2 times 2 plus 4z equals 17. So 3x plus 4 plus 4z equals 17. Now if I subtract 4 from each side here, I'm going to get 3x plus 4z equals 13. And now I have this new system right here. Yes? Two equations with x and z. That's what I need, right? So now what? I need to do elimination again, right? Am I going to multiply the top by negative 3 to get rid of the x's? Or am I going to multiply the top by 4 to eliminate the z's? Number 1, does it matter? No. So which one do you choose? 4. So if I multiply the top by 4, the whole equation by 4, I get 4x minus 4z equals 8. That came from there. I'm just going to rewrite my second equation right here. 3x plus 4z equals 13. Now what? Combine them. What do I get when I combine them? 7x, that's 0, that's 21. Divide both sides by 7, x equals 3. What do I have left to solve for? Don't I already know y? I have x and y. What do I have left to solve for, goofballs? Z, where would be the best place for me to go? I mean, I guess you could. I would go right here. Wouldn't that be a little easier? 3 minus z equals 2. If I subtract 3 from both sides, I get negative z equals negative 1. So z equals 1. What's my answer? Blast off. Is it right? We should. 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 1 is 4. 9 plus 4 is 13, plus 4, 17. Negative 3 plus 10 is 7, plus 1. I checked it. Questions? How are you feeling about this? Better than yesterday, that's fair. Any questions? Where's your homework tonight? Okay, get it out. Get to work. If you have any questions, please ask.